All right, so I'm at the point right now with this Octave Mandolin where I'm doing the final shaping of the recurve, bringing it up to the wooden binding. So my approach is pretty simple. I like to have a little light to kind of cast shadows, and then I have a various assortment of scrapers with different radiuses, pencil, and then a little ruler, and then sandpaper and a pink eraser. So basically I want this to be nice, kind of like bottom out and then kind of slowly come back up and feather out into the curly maple binding. So maybe a little closer here. All right, so talking about really about an inch, or I guess in this case about an inch and a quarter, at least in this kind of from the equator down. I want that recurve border. And then closer to the top in the fingerboard, I'm gonna kind of bring that recurve to be a little bit more narrow towards where the points are. So I've already gone at it with scrapers for the initial kind of shaping and kind of removing material. And then I went over it with 120 grit, and now I'm at 220. And that's because I kind of want to be super careful how much material I'm removing. There's no going back at this point, so it's kind of, I just prefer just as slow as possible, almost. I like to just use my thumb. I feel like just the sensory aspect, I can kind of feel any irregular patterns that might be occurring, and then if I feel anything, I'll just use a pencil and kind of like put a little tick mark there. If things feel pretty good and once everything's kind of level and even, I'll just use an eraser for a backer. But initially I like to use my hands so I can really feel what's going on as far as overall flow. Again, at this point I want to be going with the grain. Initially I was using the scrapers and 120 grit and going against the grain just to get the material going. But now I'm trying to smooth things down. Again, feeling with my thumb, just paying attention. And I'm also changing the pressure I'm applying to my thumb, depending on how things feel. And what I'll do too is kind of hold both sides and kind of use my thumbs and work down each end and kind of work this way and try to compare. So right here I just felt a little dip that I didn't feel over here, and so I'm going to want to try to smooth that area out and kind of remove a little bit more material here and kind of have that flow be more even. All right. Again, there's still a lot of sanding that needs to be done, but this is kind of, I would say, this will be 80% of the soundboard, final soundboard shaping and sanding. Normally if I'm not talking, I'll have a respirator on. I'll hold this light too and kind of create different shadow, different patterns to also highlight any areas. If I've gone over a spot and see like a spot that I've circled, then I'll go with the light too and kind of change the angle of the light to kind of see if that kind of brings out any more. Another thing to be aware of, don't wear, like I should not be wearing this watch right now because the metal on it could just scrape a huge mark into the soundboard, and frankly that would suck. So again, just work systematically, go with the grain. It's not a big deal if you find you've missed a big spot and you need to go cross grain to kind of work material down more, that's totally fine. But I'm trying to avoid having to do that for sure. So feeling with my hands, it feels like right around here. I'm feeling a little high spot right here. So anyway, that's the process I'll use to go all the way around it. And keep working that. So yeah, I'm at 220 grit, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at it.